Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're decoding Chapter 1 of your commerce textbook, and we're specifically zeroing in on the core objectives of a business. Now, when you look at a massive corporation, or even just a local shop down the street, it's really easy to just see them as simple money-making machines, right? But the reality, at least according to your syllabus, is actually far more fascinating. I want you to think of a modern business not as a single machine, but as a dual-engine vehicle. One engine runs entirely on purpose and social responsibility, while the other runs on pure profit. And here's the kicker. Both of these engines absolutely must be firing on all cylinders for that vehicle to move forward. So let's dive right into this and see exactly how these two engines work together. This brings us to a really fundamental question. Does a business exist just to make money? It's a super common myth that profit is the only objective of any enterprise. But the truth involves this delicate tension between financial reality and social obligation. Think about it. A business operates within a society. It uses society's resources, and it literally relies on its people. Because of that, it actually has a massive responsibility back to that very society. It's a two-way street. And honestly, understanding this balance is the absolute key to mastering this entire chapter. All right, to get you fully ready for your upcoming board exams, here is our roadmap for today. 1. More than just making money. 2. Fostering employee welfare. 3. Solving society's biggest problems. 4. The true role of profit. 5. Fueling innovation and growth. And finally, 6. A quick board exam revision. Let's get to it. Starting off with Section 1. More than just making money. So before a company can even start counting its profits, it really has to establish its role in the community. A business doesn't just operate in a vacuum, it's a living, breathing part of the economic ecosystem. Let's look at the specific exam definition of employment generation. It's not just about hiring top-tier executives. Your textbook actually makes this super clear. Employment generation means creating job opportunities for a really wide spectrum of society. We're talking skilled and unskilled labor. And crucially, it also means actively providing opportunities to economically backward individuals and devang or disabled persons. The big takeaway here is that a business is expected to actively support marginalized groups. Doing this helps them earn a livelihood, supports general economic development, and chips away at the overarching problem of unemployment. Let's move on to Section 2, Fostering Employee Welfare. Okay, so you can't just give someone a job and then completely forget about them, right? Building a healthy micro-community inside the business itself is just as essential. Employees are a vital part of society, which means the business has a strict obligation to take proper care of them. Now, to get full marks on your exam, you're going to need these 4 specific points. First, fair and regular remuneration, which basically means livable wages that are actually paid on time. Second, safe and healthy working conditions. Third, impartial personal policies, which ensures fairness and equal treatment across the board. And fourth, incentives and benefits to keep the workforce motivated and supported. By taking care of its workers, a business is directly improving the welfare of society at large because, well, those employees go home at the end of the day and contribute to their own local communities. Which brings us to Section 3, Solving Society's Biggest Problems. Let's zoom out to the macro level for a second. This is where the syllabus gets pretty real, with a direct cause and effect relationship. The cause, industrialization and business expansion. The effect? Well, traffic jams, the growth of slums, and severe air and water pollution. There is a real touch of irony here, isn't there? Businesses literally create some of the most pressing environmental and infrastructure problems that we face today. And therefore, the textbook states that they have a direct social obligation to step up and help reduce these very issues. Essentially, they have to help clean up the messes that industrialization leaves behind. But wait, it doesn't stop at just fixing the problems they cause. Beyond mitigating things like pollution and traffic, businesses must proactively contribute to general societal welfare. The curriculum highlights 2 major ways to actually do this: giving donations for good causes and offering scholarships for higher education. This really goes to show that the social engine of a business is fully expected to actively elevate the community through targeted welfare activities and educational support. All right, shifting gears now to Section 4, the true role of profit. Up to now, we've really explored the social engine, but here's the reality check. Without the fuel of profit, literally none of that social good, the hiring, the employee welfare, the scholarships, none of it is actually possible. So let's look at the neutral exam-ready definition here. Profit is simply the excess of revenue over cost. If you make more money than you spend, you have profit. It's a fundamental mathematical reality. Every single business operates with the aim of earning it because, as the definition states, it's absolutely necessary for both the survival and the future growth of the enterprise. It's the lifeblood. It's what keeps the entire ecosystem alive. Let's quickly break down the 5 essential roles of profit. Why is it so critical? Well, 1, basic survival. It allows the company to actually meet its daily expenses. 2, returns to investors. People who invest their hard-earned money expect a fair return, and adequate profit makes that happen. 3, it's the ultimate reward for risk-taking. Starting a business is incredibly risky, and profit is basically the prize for taking that leap of faith. 4, it provides a means of livelihood for the owners themselves. And 5, it builds goodwill and a rock-solid reputation in the market. Moving into Section 5, fueling innovation and growth. So the economic engine does way more than just keep the lights on and keep the investors happy. It actually powers a chain reaction of national progress. It's like a giant domino effect. Step 1, adequate profit is earned. Step 2, because the business now has this extra capital, it can invest heavily in research and development, R&D, along with better technology and market surveys. Step 3, this intensive research naturally leads to the creation of innovative brand new products. And finally, Step 4, these better products and improved efficiencies ultimately benefit the entire nation. So the key takeaway here is that profit acts as a direct catalyst for societal progress. Finally, Section 6, quick board exam revision. All right, you've grasped the dual engines of profit and purpose. So let's shift into high-energy review mode to lock this in. If you get a question on business objectives, just remember these simple pairings. Match the objective with the simple meaning. So employment generation, that means creating job opportunities. Welfare of employees, taking care of your workers with fair pay and good conditions. Solving social problems, that means actively reducing industrial side effects like pollution. And welfare of society translates to actions like donations and scholarships. Just match the objective with the simple meaning, and you are golden. Next up are rapid-fire essential keywords. Listen, if these specific words are in your exam answers, you are securing full marks for sure. First are social terms: employment generation, welfare of employees, social problems, and welfare of society. Next are economic terms: profit, revenue, cost, R&D, and investors. Memorize these. They are literally the building blocks of Chapter 1. We're going to end today with an interactive prompt straight from your board exam materials. I want you to answer this yourself right now. Can you state any 2 social objectives of a business? How about any 2 roles of profit? Take a second. If you can easily say welfare of employees and returns to investors, you have successfully mastered the dual-engine business. It leaves you with a pretty provocative thought, doesn't it? The next time you walk past a massive corporate office, ask yourself, are they just making money, or are both of their engines truly running? Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and best of luck with your studies.